Hello children, good morning. Hope everyone is fine and I welcome you all back to this biology class. In the last class, we discussed about chapter 18, pollution of air and water. In that, we discussed about the pollution of air and its effects, how to prevent air pollution, what is pollutant, what is air pollution, what are the main factors for the air pollution, what steps can we take to prevent air pollution, what are the factors that cause air pollution. All these points we discussed detail in the last class. Hope you all remember. And in this class, we are going to discuss about water pollution. Today we are going to discuss about the water pollution. I think you all remember what is pollutant. The harmful substance or the impurities that is mixed up with the environment or the abiotic factors like air or water. Such harmful substances that bring harmful effects to human beings or other living things is called pollutant. And the substance or the impurities that mixed up with the water and brings diseases or various effects on human beings are called water pollutant, and this phenomenon of polluting water is called water pollution. So, there are various factors which pollute the water, and in our country, India being a highly diverse having biodiversity, different biodiversities they have, and it is a vast country and many rivers are flowing through. That means in our country many rivers are flowing. And other than rivers, our country is a peninsular country surrounded on three sides by the seas. And in the inland, that means within the country also, many water bodies, rivers, lakes, ponds, dams, everything is present. And mainly, water is the basic necessity for our life. Water is the basic necessity factor for life. Like air, food and all. Water is also another factor which is very important in our life. Without that we can't live. And this water, 75% of Earth's surface is surrounded by water. But in that, the drinking water level percentage is very less. And this water is nowadays, it is being polluted because of our human activities. We are the main reason for the polluting water. How? Because of the increasing population and urbanization. The main reason is increasing population and urbanization. Increasing population and another reason, urbanization. Urbanization. As the population increases day by day, the necessary for the water is also increasing. We need more water to lead our life. And if the water is polluted to a certain level, it could be managed. The pollutant level may be under manageable. That is, water is a renewable resource. Water is a renewable resource. But it could be renewed, and there is a natural process of purifying. The environment itself will purify the pollutant if it is under the control. If it is under a below an particular ratio, if the pollution level is below a particular ratio, the water itself could be managed to purify it. How? Because many microorganisms are present in water, and those microorganisms are the decomposers present in the water. For example, phytoplanktons, that means single-celled organisms, either it is animal or plant. Those and all, for their consumption of the food, they will eat those impurities, or they will decay those impurities, and the water will be purified. So it is a natural process. The microorganisms present in the water itself will purify the water. But when the pollutant goes beyond the limit, that means if it increases in its level, then only it is called pollution. The water, the microorganisms cannot they are not able to purify, then the water will be polluted. The water will become unfit for drinking or for the aquatic organisms to live in it. So such condition of water that is unfit for usage is called polluted water. And that condition is called water pollution. Do you understand? Next. An ambitious plan was taken by our government to purify the rivers. Traditionally, what we did means, traditionally the people used to dispose the waste into the water bodies. That is, the wastewater from home, from industries, small scale industries, or it is even if it is large scale industries. Many wastes are disposed into the water bodies. But it should be treated. That means that major pollutants should be filtered before it is allowed to enter into the seas or rivers. But people never do this. They let the wastewater as it is inside the water bodies. This makes the water polluted. For this, I think all of you know that the main river, the Ganga or the Ganges. The river Ganga, it is a holy river. Why it is considered to be a holy river means there is a belief that if the dead bodies are thrown in that, the person who died may go to heaven. There is a belief like that. And so this considered as holy, and this river flows through the cities with many temples and many industries are also present in those cities. So through these cities the river flows, and because of this people take bath, they wash their clothes, wash their vehicles, and industries also let their wastewater without purifying them. Before the treatment of water, they allow the wastewater to enter into the river. Even the people, what they did is they throw the dead bodies into the river itself, because they don't have money to burn that dead body. So what they did, they throw the dead body into the river. So naturally the river Ganga gets polluted, and the level of pollution goes beyond the limit. And the government has taken an ambitious plan called Ganga Action Plan. Ganga Action Plan to purify the Ganges. They have taken steps in 1986. When they took the step in 1986, government has taken an ambitious plan to purify the river Ganga, and they made the industries to pure the outlet of the wastewater. That means installation of a wastewater treatment plant. They made the industry to set up a treatment plant to purify the outlet water. And solid waste management. Solid waste management. That means whatever many clothes, flowers, then puja things, everything will be dumped into the river. So like that waste are called as solid waste. So that solid waste and all should be removed. For that also they have taken steps. And what the government did was, they also made some public awareness. They made some group to make awareness among the people to keep the Ganga clean. Some rallies and all rallies took place to make the people aware about the pollution of the Ganga. So like this, several steps were taken by the government through the Ganga Action Plan in 1986, and it helped to make the Ganga clean, but not completely. And because of this, the pollution level decreases. Somewhat it decreases. So like this, various water bodies, that is various rivers, not only Ganga, it is the main river, it is the longest river, and it is considered as a holy river, and it gets polluted. So in order to save that holy river, the government has taken the Ganga Action Plan. Not only that, they also make awareness among the people to keep the water bodies, that is either it is river or lake or whatever it is, they were made awareness among the people to keep the water bodies clean. Next one, So we saw about water pollution and Ganga action plan. Next one, causes of water pollution. The next topic what we are going to see is causes of water pollution. What are the causes of water pollution? Next, one of the main reasons for the water pollution is sewage. Sewage means what? Waste things. The waste water and the untreated wastewater from the homes or the industries, whatever it is, and the garbages thrown out from home or from industries or from any organization. Everything is considered as sewage. And this sewage must be removed properly from time to time. And proper sanitation should also be maintained. What is this sanitation? Keeping our surroundings clean, using the toilets properly. Open defecation must be avoided. Nowadays, our Prime Minister has brought that Swachh Bharat system, in that the main thing that was that means what they stressed is to avoid the open defecation. So like this, why means because of these sewages and all, microorganisms will develop and they may enter the water bodies and also pollute the water bodies. And these microorganisms will bring diseases, not only for human beings but also for animals. They are also drinking water in that, not only animals, birds. Plants are also taking water from the water bodies. So these microorganisms, that is harmful microorganisms, will bring diseases. So in order to prevent this, the wastewater should be treated before letting into the water bodies. That means solid impurities, some chemicals, harmful chemicals and all must be removed before allowing the water to enter into the water bodies. So this is one of the cause. So because of the sewages from the houses or the industries, what they will do means they will pollute the water bodies if it is untreated. If the wastewater is untreated and allowed to enter into the water bodies, they will bring harmful microorganisms to produce disease. Many microorganisms will appear in the water, and because of the consumption of that water, polluted water, it will bring diseases. Many disease causing microorganisms will appear. Next one, fertilizers and pesticides. The next cause of our water pollution is fertilizers and pesticides. Hope you all know what are fertilizers and pesticides. Fertilizers are nothing but the nutrients or the chemicals that supply nutrients to the growing crops. And pesticides are the chemical substances which are used to kill the pest or the insects which do harmful things to the plants and affect the growth of the plant. So these two things, that is fertilizers and pesticides, are used by farmers for the growth of the plant and also to kill the harmful insects and pests and all. To get good yield, farmers are using this. when it rains, what will happen? These chemical substances present in fertilizers and pesticides will be washed away by the rainwater and it will reach the water bodies. Or even this chemical substances may seep into the ground or the soil particles and may reach the groundwater. So because of this, the chemicals will pollute the water bodies and will bring various diseases and also contaminate the water bodies. Usage of this fertilizers and pesticides. So that only we have to switch over to organic fertilizers which are not harmful. Next one, industrial waste. Another factor, industrial waste. So from various industries, the wastewater will be coming out. Along with that, poisonous chemical substances such as mercury, lead, arsenic. These are somewhat poisonous chemicals and this will be coming out from the wastewater of the industries, for example leather industry, like that. Then not only leather industry, textile industries. In textile industries, various dyes will be used for coloring the cloth, dyeing the cloth, different colors. Those are all chemicals. So from that the wastewaters will be coming out with the chemicals. And these will pollute the water bodies if it is mixed with the water untreated. See, for air pollution itself, the factories and all should fix the filters, air filters in the chimneys, outlet of the factories. Filters should be, in that the carbon particles will be filtered, or else it will lead to air pollution. In the same way, the wastewater and all should be treated. For that, a separate treatment plant should be constructed. It will take much amount, cost to maintain that. That is why industries are not doing that. Without doing that, they are allowing the wastewater to enter into the river. In such cases, the water will become polluted and the water will become unfit for usage, and it will affect not only humans but also animals and plants. The whole environment will get polluted. So like this, one river called Gomti river, Gomti in north. In that, what happened, flood came. Once a flood arose in this Gomti river, and the industries, they were dumping the wastewater in the industry itself, and using this flood, what they did is, without treating the wastewater, they allowed the water to enter into this river. All the industries at the same time, when the flood arises, when the flood came in that river, they opened that wastewater into the river, all the industries. So at the time, the pollution level increases in the river and the river itself become dead. Dead means what? No organisms, marine organisms are there. Not only marine, in river itself, fishes, various fishes, tortoise, other aquatic organisms, crab, snail. Like that, so many living organisms are there inside the river, even plants. So all these organisms died because of the insufficient oxygen. When these chemicals and all enter into the water body, what will happen? Naturally, the oxygen level will come down in the water and it will become unfit for living or using. The marine living organisms inside the water, they cannot breathe without oxygen. The plants also will die. So like this river, Gomti river itself become dead. Because of these industries, as they let the untreated water at the same time, all the industries in that area, they opened the wastewater, what they have dumped in the industries for a long time, they opened it at that flood. When that flood happened, at that time they opened the river wastewater. Because of that, the river itself become dead. So like this serious things will happen if the water is let inside the water body untreated. And also from the sugar mills, then paper industries and all, the wastewater will be coming out with chemicals. More wastewater will be let out. In sugar factories and all, molasses, the waste will be the molasses with ethyl alcohol and all, they will be given out. So everything is dumped in the river means, and then the water will get polluted. Water is a renewable resource. Nowadays, as the rainfall decreases, drinking water is becoming, decreased very much. Availability of drinking water has become very less. In that, if we pollute the water, then in future, the potable water, what is potable water? The drinking water, the water which is fit for drinking is called potable water. That will not be available. So these are the causes of water pollution, that is the sewage, untreated waste, garbages, whatever waste is given, that will lead to the development of the harmful microorganisms which will pollute the water, and it will be the reason for bringing many diseases. Then usage of fertilizers and pesticides in the agricultural field by farmers, that also will be one of the causes for the water pollution. Next, industrial waste. So these are the causes of water pollution. Next topic, effects of water pollution. Next, what we are going to see is effects of water pollution. The next topic, effects of water pollution. What will be the effects of water pollution? That is, first one, the water will become unfit for drinking. The main thing, we use water for drinking. The basic necessity for life, one of the necessity of life is water, and the water will become unfit because of water pollution. Many toxic substances will mix up with the water. So we can't use that. And because of these toxic substances, the microorganisms will develop. And many waterborne diseases will come. Waterborne diseases. That means what? Many diseases that come because of polluted water, like typhoid, cholera. Like typhoid, cholera, then jaundice, everything will come because of the polluted water. If the water is not pure, if it is not fit for drinking, all these diseases like waterborne disease, because of the polluted water, what are all disease caused? That is called waterborne disease, that is typhoid, cholera, jaundice and all. So the water should be purified. And these and all in case of rivers or ponds or lakes like that. What about the seas? 3/4 of the earth is surrounded by the sea water, and those seas are polluted because of oil spills. What is that oil spill? What is the mode of transport in sea? Ships. During the transport, oil may get spilled. You might have heard many cases like this. If any accident happen in the ship and all, if it get dashed with the rocks and all, the boat or the ship will get damaged, and the oil from the ship will get mixed up with the water. And because of that, what will happen? The water is denser than, oil is denser than water, and the oil will float on water. It will not get mixed up, or it will not settle down. It will float on the top. Because of that, the oxygen and carbon dioxide trans exchange will not happen, and the sunlight also will not penetrate into the sea water. Because of this, marine life will be affected. Many organisms live under the sea. Because of this oil spill, gaseous exchange will be affected, and the marine life will be affected. Whatever it is, either small or big fish. So many living organisms, even aquatic plants, rare plant varieties and animals are living under the sea. Everything will be affected. Their life will be affected, because sunlight also will not penetrate. Gaseous exchange also will not be there. Then how they could live? So aquatic organisms will get spoiled, and because of this oil spill, and many steps also will be taken to remove this oil spills. That will also be carried out with some chemicals only. By spraying some chemicals only, that oil will be removed. That will also affect the aquatic life. Next one, that fertilizer runoff. Now only we saw in the causes. Fertilizer runoff, that is whatever we are using in the agricultural field, that will be washed away by the rainwater, and it will while washing away, it will reach the water bodies only. Because of that, chemicals also, the aquatic life will be affected. So that only we are advised to use the organic fertilizers, which was prepared by that compost pit, or for or by using the cow dung and all. Compost pit will be dug, and in that waste will be dumped into that, and microorganisms, either with the help of earthworm and all, it will be decayed, and it will be converted into manure. So such organic manure should be used. Because of this fertilizer runoff, the main thing, algal bloom. Main thing, algal bloom. You know that algae is a autotroph. It is a comes under a plant kingdom, and it is an autotroph. It can produce its own food, and it could be seen in the moist places. And because of this fertilizer runoff, this algal growth will be more in case of water bodies. You can see this in small ponds and lakes and all. பாசி படர்ந்து இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Green surface you can see on the top of layer of the water. This is because of the increased nutrient in the water content. For what purpose they are supplying fertilizers to the crops? To enrich the nutrients. Whatever nutrients are not present in the soil, that nutrients they will spray using this fertilizers. And this fertilizer, as it is nutrient rich, it will lead to the more growth of algae in the water bodies. and soon it will spread throughout the water body, and this also prevents the entry of the sunlight into the water and the gaseous exchange between the atmosphere and the water body, and this is called algal bloom. This also lead to the death of living organisms. It is otherwise called as eutrophication. This process of algal blooming is called as eutrophication. So, if the alga spreads throughout the water body by forming a layer on the upper surface of the water, and this is called as eutrophication. It is also called algal bloom or eutrophication. The main effects of water pollution because of fertilizer, usage of fertilizers, is algal bloom or eutrophication. Next, because of the industrial waste, what major chemicals will get mixed up means lead, arsenic, mercury and all I said previously. And because of this, what diseases will come means numbness of limbs, numbness of limbs, lips. What is that numbness? Without any sensation, மரத்து போறது. மரத்து போச்சுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல, we don't know anything, we don't have any sense. That is called numbness. Our hands and legs will be get numbed, either lips also. So this is called numbness of limbs and legs, and also blurred vision. Then blurred vision, the vision will not be clear, we can't see clearly. We could see, but what we are seeing that will not be clear. Blurred vision, that is called blurred vision. Then mental disorder, mental disorder, all these will happen because of the water pollution. Understand? So these are the effects of water pollution, that is the water will become unfit for drinking. Then many waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera, jaundice will come. Oil spills in case of seas and all. Because of this, aquatic organisms, marine life will be affected. Next, fertilizer runoff. That means in the agricultural field, because of the usage of more fertilizers, and this will lead to algal bloom, or that process is called eutrophication. Next, numbness in human beings, numbness of limbs, lips, blurred vision and mental disorder. All these will happen because of water pollution. Next one, and the next topic is prevention of water pollution. How to prevent water pollution? We saw what are the causes and what will be the effect of water pollution. Now, what should we do to prevent the water pollution? First one, taking bath and washing vehicles in the water bodies should be avoided. We can often see this in rural areas and all. They will take their cattle and they will give a bath to that pet animals in the rivers or lakes and all. That should be avoided. And washing, you can see people washing their clothes in the water bodies. That and all should be avoided. Because of that, the chemicals used in the detergents and all will get mixed up with the water bodies. So in order to prevent that, this should be avoided. Next, treated to remove toxic substances, wastewater. Before allowing the wastewater to enter from industries or from domestic purpose, from homes and all, the wastewater should be treated to remove the toxic substances present in that waste sewage water. Next one, pollution control rules should be followed strictly in the vehicles and all. Pollution check department itself is there. The vehicle should get permission from that department that it is a non-pollutant vehicle. So that rules and all should be followed strictly. Next, eco-friendly fertilizers should be encouraged. That is fertilizer runoff and all. In that case itself I told it will get mixed up with the water bodies and it will lead to algal bloom or eutrophication. That farmers should be encouraged to use eco-friendly fertilizers, that is organic manures and all should be used to prevent the water pollution. So these are the various steps we may take to prevent water pollution. That is prevention of bathing and washing vehicles, then toxic substances should be removed, then polluted, that means pollution control should be followed strictly, and also eco-friendly fertilizers should be used. Next one, I already told you what is potable water. That is water that is suited for drinking is called potable water. In chapter 7, in that chapter water, a precious resource, in that itself we discussed water, how important the water, because only very little percentage of water available on the earth is used for consumption. If it gets polluted, then in future there won't be water for drinking purpose itself. So water that is suitable for drinking is called potable water. What is potable water? Suitable for drinking. That is called as potable water. How the water is taken from the water bodies? Before they are supplied to the domestic purpose, they will be treated. How we can purify it? Nowadays we are using water filters. First one, in water filters, UV filter is there. What is that UV? Ultraviolet radiation that will kill the germs present in the water. So that filters with the UV, ultraviolet light itself will kill the germs. The best thing is, first one is boiling. We have to boil the water, drinking water. It will kill the germs present in that water. The other one is we have to use the water filters, what is available in the market. In that it contains the UV filter. That also we may use. The next one, RO filter, reverse osmosis. In that what will be used means semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable membrane. That means there is a membrane called semi-permeable membrane which will allow only certain things to pass through it. It will not allow all the materials to pass through it. Selectively it will permit. So it will filter the impurities. That is called semi-permeable membrane. It is used in the RO, reverse osmosis system, that is called. In that the semi-permeable membrane is used to purify the water. Also they will remove the solid impurities. Another method in the treatment plant and all, what they are using means they are using chlorine tablets. This chlorine will remove the impurities from the water. They will add a certain amount of chlorine. There is certain limitations how much should be added to particular quantity of water. So in that ratio they will add this chlorine in the form of powder or in the tablet. And also while using that we should be cautious that it should not cross the limit. Beyond the given ratio we should not use that chlorine. Only a certain limit only should be added. And apart from this, various water treatment plants are also there. In the water treatment plant several steps will be taken, that is sedimentation. Before supplying water to homes and all, these water treatment plants, in that they will purify the water step by step. That is, first one is sedimentation, then decantation. What is that sedimentation? They will allow the water to settle down for a particular hour, so that the heavier impurities will settle down. And in this they will add one chemical called alum. It is nothing but potassium aluminate. That is the potassium aluminate. Alum is the potassium aluminate. They will add this alum. What it will do means it will make the impurities heavier and they will settle down. When this alum is added to the impure water, the impurities present in the water will become heavier and it will settle down. Like this, in the water treatment plant, they will allow the water to remain in the same place for few hours, and that impurities, solid impurities and all will settle down. That process is called sedimentation. After that decantation, they will be transferring that remaining water, undisturbed water, to another tank, and this is called loading. Then after that they will add chlorination. They will add chlorine to that water and they will kill the germs, and then only it is supplied to the homes for domestic usages. Like this, there are several steps in the water treatment plants to purify the water. And also, because of all these difficulties, we should conserve water without wasting that. Whenever we see leakages in taps and all, we should take steps to stop that. We should not waste water unnecessarily. Then better methods of irrigation should be followed. That is, while irrigation and all, the water will be wasted while runoff. So advanced methods like drip irrigation or sprinkler irrigation and all should be followed. Farmers should be made aware about this wastage of water. Then main thing is rainwater harvesting should be followed strictly. As nowadays it is becoming concrete forest, we should take steps to collect the water and we have to store it underground. That system is called a rainwater harvesting system, and the main thing is it is our responsible to avoid the wastage of water and to save water. So in this class we discussed various points like what is water pollution, what is Ganga action plan, causes of water pollution, effects of water pollution, then how to prevent water pollution. All these points we discussed. With this chapter gets over, I will send worksheet and class work along with this. You all complete and send it back. Thank you, children.